Thank you. Have you ever felt that although you've got a strong earning capacity, you're frustrated that you're not making the financial progress that you could? Have you ever wondered why some people flourish financially while many people struggle with money? From working with several hundred clients as a financial advisor over the last 15 years, I've discovered that there is a system virtually everyone can follow to build towards future financial freedom, or at least dramatically improve their financial blueprint. Research has shown that as many as 87% of current retirees are either partially reliant or fully reliant on the government age pension to cover their cost of living. However, if you're in your 40s like me or even younger, I truly believe that our generation will be the first generation to be completely on our own to cover our cost of living for life after work. If you're in your 50s, there's no guarantees either. One of the reasons I really strongly believe this is that there was a study done by the Australian Treasury back in 10 years ago, discovered that way back in 1967, when the age pension was first created, there were 7 people working for every 1 person in retirement. Fast forward to 2019, and that number's already down to 4 people working for every 1 person in retirement. However, the studies show that in 20 to 30 years' time, when most of us will be retiring or maybe already retired, there will only be 2 people working for every 1 person in retirement. The numbers just don't stack up. Because of this, no longer can anyone rely on the government, or anybody else for that matter, to cover their future cost of living. Today, more than ever, if it's to be, it's up to you. This is one of the major reasons that compelled me to write my book, Freedom, Lifestyle and Legacy. This book unpacks a system that I've used to help hundreds of clients, along with myself and my wife, really take control of our financial situation and create that game plan to achieve future financial freedom. But personally, for me, it hasn't always been this way. Back in my mid-20s, after 4 years of uni and a couple of years hands-on work experience, suddenly I was earning decent money. But for the next few years, there's a massive issue. I didn't develop a wealth creation plan for myself. As a result, the start of my financial journey was literally 1 step forward and then 1 step back. There was no financial progress. As a result, I missed a massive opportunity to build a strong financial base from a young age. And because I didn't develop that wealth creation strategy for myself, that's the major reason I missed that opportunity. Then everything changed. I fell in love when I wasn't expecting to. All of a sudden, it wasn't just about me anymore, but we were planning our lives together. We got really clear on our financial goals and our lifestyle goals, and my new wife, we were planning our lives together. Really importantly, we developed our own wealth creation strategy, and soon after that, we bought our first property and we began investing heavily in the share market. However, about 18 months into our relationship together, the world was hit by the global financial crisis. And because of this, plus the leverage we'd taken on, our share investments, they got smashed. And right at the peak of the GFC, I had a massive car accident in Oxford, in the UK. My legs were absolutely smashed. On top of a compound fracture, my right leg's disintegrated into 23 different pieces. They cut me out of the car and took me to the local hospital. They airlifted me to the local hospital. For a while there, they weren't sure whether I was going to make it. There was so much blood loss that I ended up having 3 blood transfusions. After steadying myself and getting steady, I ended up spending 2 months in that hospital bed needing several operations. I also spent 12 months off work while half that time in a wheelchair while I learned how to walk again from scratch. This whole thing taught me real world lessons, that there are going to be setbacks and we need to be prepared. Laying back in that hospital bed for 2 months was the loneliest time of my entire life. Night times were the worst. Have you ever had that feeling, ever had that moment where everything you've been working for has been ripped out from under you? laying in that hospital bed, I made a decision to do whatever it takes to rebuild our lives. And part of that was recommitting to building towards future financial freedom. After getting back on my feet, we returned to Australia, and I wanted to fast track the process. For the next couple of years, I sought out financially successful people I knew, and I modelled them. What I realised is that there are many ways to build wealth and achieve future financial freedom. However, the most important part is to have a clear wealth creation strategy for yourself, along with a simple blueprint and a roadmap to carry out and regularly review that strategy. This is the main reason I wrote the book. And 11 years after being rock bottom physically, financially, and emotionally in the UK, my wife and I are well and truly on track toward achieving future financial freedom on our terms by simply just continuing to do what we are currently doing. That feels incredibly liberating, and it's become my purpose in life to help other people get the same results. That is the major reason and the number one reason why I wrote Freedom, Lifestyle and Legacy. This book is written for couples, individuals and business owners who are really out there striving to create a better lifestyle for themselves and their family. Freedom, Lifestyle and Legacy will provide a step-by-step action plan and a clear path to creating freedom, sustaining lifestyle and leaving a legacy. Thank you.
Oh, mate, I was writing notes there to help me, actually.